Live from the backstretch at Saratoga, this is the Handicappers Report. The Handicappers Report is brought to you by Pinnell's Restaurant, a Saratoga tradition since 1922. 284 Jefferson Street, Saratoga, just minutes from the track. The new Capital OTB wagering platform. Bet any place, anytime with the new Capital OTB wagering platform. And CapitalOTBBet.com, the premier wagering site in New York State.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Handicappers Report, coming to you live on the backstretch of Saratoga Race Course in front of Clare Court. Alongside Seth Merrow, I'm Anthony Mormino. So with the canary yellow sport coat, it must be Alabama Day. A small tradition, only about 3 or 4 years. But and the broken record part of the show is it's another beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day.
It is remarkable out here. It is beautiful once again for one of the, if you're from a certain generation, one of the big four takes off today. 3-year-old fillies, and probably, I'd say, the second biggest 3-year-old filly race of the annual year.
I think amongst the horse people that they would
Oaks,
consider
Kentucky
it that.
Oaks and the Alabama.
Oaks and the Alabama.
There you have it. And almost an anachronism that they run 10 furlongs on the dirt. But it's should be a good contest today. I don't know. I wasn't so sure it was a showdown in the Coaching Club American Oaks earlier in the meet. We'll see if it is today, or if there's an upsetter. We are at Saratoga. I mean, I don't remember too many before It's in the Air beating Devona Dale in '79. The ones I remember, like we've talked about this before. Ruben Hernandez almost swept the table once when I was going into my senior year, so that must have been 1980, and he won with Love Sign, who was a price that day. He also won with State Dinner and Tap Shoes. I think in the old days he was the closest to win the Big Four when he won 3. I think Javier swept him in 2015 when Keen Ice beat American Fair. I think, but great day of racing, great weather out here. I can only imagine the crowd coming in here today. And
yeah, yesterday, just had it up.
Oh, it's tremendous.
Yesterday's crowd was 33,529
on a Friday. It's just, it almost seems as if the fact that I don't have too much brown hair left anymore, Seth, that
at least you got hair.
Okay, but this is touche. That this really has had a feel of almost what it was like in the 80s when it was growing and growing and growing. I think it's clear that people pent up enthusiasm for it, with COVID really knocking us sideways for 2 whole years. But this year, and the weather has helped. Let's not make any mistake about this. But it has been, if you were here in the 80s, it just like grew almost every single year. And this has been the type of throwback for me. Yesterday, we got our friend of the program, Mark Henning, off the duck on a horse that I liked. Kudos to him.
Yeah, that was
Coach Parcells interviewed. He said both those horses that he won with, they bought out of the Timonium sales, which I was willing to drive down to Timonium on the Maryland State Fair, but they don't run on Tuesday or Monday. They only run like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I cannot do that. But I was looking forward to the Maryland State Fair and the horse racing at the bull ring.
Bad drive.
Oh, not at all. I can't tell you how many times I used to go to Friday happy hour and drive down for the Preakness. I had a lot more brown hair in those days.
There you go.
But that was our thing. We'd be on Wolf Road, take in the happy hour festivities, and then I-87 South. And about
Sounds good to
5
me.
hours later, we'd be in Baltimore.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
Yeah, Let's Go Big Blue gets it done for Coach Parcells yesterday at $11 and change. So I like that one. Put that one on top. So that was good. Although I didn't in the times union, I messed up a couple of times. So I lost a winner yesterday. On the turf races, a couple of times I have put my main track only, and then I'm looking and I put in the second horse because there's my first horse and I put in my second horse. So I did that over the last 2 days. I think I did that twice. So
Seth is playing
if you pick up the Capital OTB 1 sheet, we're good to go there, because it separates the turf and or go over to Equidale. You have my picks listed there. So I'm still doing well in the Times Union, but I'm probably 3 or 4 off what I should be, because I've listed them.
And it appears as if Transactional was there to help indemnify, which was funny. I mean, Transactional was not very good going into the gate. He had dropped Irad in the post parade. And now here's the other funny thing. I sort of believe in this. I truly don't. But Transactional wore the varsity cap. Indemnify wore the JV cap. And I'm telling you, folks, I don't believe in it. But I always like to, as I'm watching, Transactional first-time starter, had the regular Clarvich stable cap on, and Indemnify, the second-time starter coming out of the very sharp debut, had an all-white cap, and the varsity Silks won it. John Service brought in leader of the band, who I liked in the Summer Colony, down the road at about $15. So, and people should know that. I know I sound like I'm kidding about this, but they should know that I sweat at night because what's today? Today's day 28, so we got 27 in the books.
That sounds right. Yesterday was day 27.
That the team of Callahan and Mormino are in the black for the meet, and I am sweating bullets. I told my wife we got through 25 days, now it's 27 days, and I'm telling you, that is real to me. That is I'm proud. That's for real for me, and we are above water thanks to John Service, who got us the 15. You know, one of those days, I've told people for years, they always ask how you do at the track. Well, it's 2 for $10, but we have like $26, so we're flush, but going along very well. So a great day of racing. The weather's great. Today should be great. One of the great days at Saratoga through the years. You have any Alabama memories, scores, or anything? We had the 3 in a row that won the test and the Alabama, but only Go for Juan did it in 9 days apart. The next year was the first year of the expansion. The test got the extra Saturday Versailles Treaty, which I think the Alabama might have been Angel's last grade 1 at Saratoga when he won with Versailles Treaty. And then the next year, Mr. Jerkins with November Snow, who was like an afterthought in the test, and then followed up, and then he did it again a couple years later with Society Selection. But as I said, the first one for me was Devona Dale getting upset on a beautiful day. Then she came back a week later and got beat as the favorite in General Assembly's Travers in the Wood. But Broom Dance with Too Chic, Life's Magic, I mean, so many years. But I would say probably without doubt, Go for Juan's Alabama, which was only a 3-horse field. And I think she broke Love Sign's stakes record, was probably the performance in the Alabama. Pretty Discreet, who never won again, paid about $150.
As you were talking, you said, do I have any memories of the race? And as you were talking...
Or scores. Like Society Selection was a big one for me because it was a score, but not a historical one.
My memory, you mentioned Alan Jerkins. Before I was doing handicapping or anything, I had a television production company in town, and I used to shoot some stuff for the old Chris Lincoln show up here. I had a few things that he wanted some footage from. One of them was Alan Jerkins and Sky Beauty. So I remember Alan Jerkins comes out of the paddock, goes, walks down the path. There used to be a bar right there at the gap as you walked, the path from the paddock. He went in, got himself a beer, came out to the gap. He was standing there with the rest of the grooms and everything. Sky Beauty wins the race. He starts crying, goes down to the winner's circle. He would cry at the drop of a hat, and he did it that day. And I got some very nice footage.
Because he watched a lot of races at that gap.
Yeah.
That was his thing. And she won on all heart that day. She was not at her best that day, but she gutted it out. Sky Beauty. So 30 years ago next year. Can you imagine that? That's just unbelievable. And what's funny about him doing that, he was ambivalent about society selection who had won the test. And not that I'm going to, you gotta run her. She's gotta win the Alabama. And he changed, not because of me, but he changed his mind and she did it. But Alabama Stakes today, I don't know, they don't put it in anymore, but it's got to be at least, 120 runnings, maybe more, 130. Are we up to 130
historic.
now?
There is no doubt about
it's
that.
One
I remember
of
our
the,
former colleague, Mike Veach, his favorite race, he would say every year.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Play of the day, you think? You got anything else? Numbers, anything? You good?
Well, we hit on the attendance, which was very good yesterday. Irod Ortiz now 9 wins ahead of Joel Rosario. Luis Saez 1 win back, and Irod has 38. Joel has 29. Trainer standings: Chad Brown 29, Todd Pletcher 20, Bill Mott 12, Mike Maker 11, Christophe Clement 10. So there's your human side of things after day 27, 13 days left.
At Del Mar last night, and 2 gigantic bombs. Very rarely do you have more than one longest shot on the board. I'm talking field sizes, at least 7 or 8 on it. But they had 2 at Del Mar in a pick 3 sequence that just lighted up the board with the favorite in between it. And they had the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks today. Graham Motion won a race yesterday at Del Mar. He has the morning line favorite in the race. Cairo Memories is in there, and then about 6 horses coming out of the San Clemente, the local prep, annually one of the big 3-year-old filly race. I know you like the 3-year-old Colt subdivision on the turf, but the Del Mar Oaks later on this evening on the network, Grade 1 competition. I think 16 entered.
We should also mention
What?
Today it is tomorrow. It is Queen's Plate Day at Woodbine, so keep that in mind for the weekend. Queen's Plate.
You used to go.
I know.
They used to have this around July 1st.
Yeah, now it's COVID and the switching up. But I'm just looking. I pulled up the PPs because morning line favorite she is. Take a look tomorrow. Queen's Plate. Moira coming out of a huge win in the Woodbine Oaks. She'll go off favorite tomorrow in the Queen's Plate. So nice field of 11 entered in there. But Moira for Kevin Attard. Only 5 career starts, but 4 career starts. 3 wins and a second place finish, but again romped last time in the Woodbine Oaks, so she'll go off favorite tomorrow in the Queen's Plate. Yeah, I miss going up there. They always treated us very well, and so I kind of miss our trips up to Woodbine. But of course now with the first it was just you couldn't get over the border with the.
I mean, are they going
COVID,
to this type of schedule? Because why is it?
I'm surprised they stuck with it this year, but maybe it will be permanent. Who knows? But it used to be, back before Saratoga started would be the Queen's Plate. We'd get up there. Now with the overlap, obviously we're locked in.
And what also used to be the second leg, the dirt leg, was the Prince of Wales over at Fort Erie outside of Buffalo, and they used to run it on a Tuesday. And my plans were to go to see that, and now they're into September, which is travel season for my Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams season ticket holder. But I'm trying to make it this year.
All right. Yeah, Fort Erie's a nice little track. Fun track.
Doesn't Mike McAdam go to it?
I think he has, perhaps.
I'm interested in going because I got my enhanced license for travel across the border. Ladies and gentlemen, time for the DePaula Play of the Day.
When you think trucks, think DePaula.
Save this week. Drive Silverado, just $369 a month. Yes, $369 a month.
Then come join the family for value. Just visit, call, or click. So come join the family and think DePaula for all your automotive needs.
Hello everybody, Kevin Cox, the Brooklyn Cowboy here with your DePaula Play of the Day from bucolic Saratoga Race Course. We've been giving you our Play of the Day on Fridays and Saturdays throughout the meet, and we closed out last week with a healthy $14 winner, which made some bacala for our bankroll bettors. As for today, we're going to make you wait until the last race of the day, race 11, for the number 12 box score. This one has only beaten home 6 runners in his last 4 starts, but had excuses in 3 of them. In one of them, he was vastly overmatched. In another, he was ridiculously shipped up north to Woodbine for some reason. And the third start was off an 8-month layoff. So there are some excuses there. The runner is now made available for purchase for the first time, and that's highly relevant because according to DRF Formulator, this barn, which normally wins at a 24% rate, doubles that batting average. They're 7 for 15 when making a horse available for purchase for the first time at this level, going long on the turf. The return on investment for that sampling is a healthy $3.91. And Manny Franco was aboard this one for his last win. Not Manny's last win, the horse's last win. Additionally, blinkers are now once again part of the equation, which we think will help matters from this outside draw. So once again, our DePaula play of the day today, race 11, number 12, and we'll see you at the races.
When you think trucks, think DePaula.
Save this week and drive any new Chevy like Equinox with 0 down payment, 0 first payment, and 0 security.
Then come join the family for value. Just visit, call, or click. So come join the family and think DePaula for all your automotive needs.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, the Handicappers Report on Alabama Day 2022. Remember, post time 35 minutes earlier from the norm, 12:30. I guess it's good time for a program reminder. I'm assuming next week it'll be the usual 8 o'clock show.
That's right. Yeah, we'll be early.
Its post time is 11:30 on Travers Day, but 12:30 today. Let's take care of
If we're giving a programming note, let me talk about top of the hour racing across America, because it is a fun, jam-packed show. Michelle Lovell will join us. Her first Saratoga starter, graded stakes win at Saratoga last week with Damon's Mound, but she also has one in the Smart and Fancy this afternoon. So Michelle Lovell will come and join us top of the hour. Rich Migliori will jump in. We'll get some Rich's impressions on the meet so far. Always fun to have Rich in. Phil Bauer. We're going to move in the asbestos-covered seat for Phil, who is just
unconscious.
4 of 7 so far, but he has a horse coming up.
If he knew it was so easy, he would have run more horses.
He has we'll see if he can get the one over in the Alabama at a big price, but we'll talk about some of his winners and how the meet's gone. And then Matt Haggerty. Matt, we always plug him in after Jockey Club Roundtable. He was here also for the Racing and Gaming Conference, so we'll get some of his thoughts. Matt covers the kind of the hard news side of things for the Daily Racing Forum. So all of that, top of the hour, Racing.
I cannot stay, and he's in the wrong segment for me, but I have always thoroughly enjoyed his work.
Very good. Very good.
Look forward to his work. The opener on the Mellon Turf Course, the outer, the mile and 16, 3-year-olds and up, maiden claimers in for 40.
6-2, 4-1, Street Vendor on top. Todd Pletcher trainee, Mike Rapoli and company. They paid a pretty penny for this one. Clearly hasn't lived up to it. And the race 2 back, the seasonal debut, I'm kind of leaning on that, because the follow-up where they dropped the horse in for the tag, oof, that was not much. But so I'm hoping we get back to the previous performance with another extra dose of class relief. But frankly, I could go either way on this one. But again, I think that last just looks like such an aberration. I'll give this one more chance. Seberet, the number 2 horse, goes out for Ray Handel, having dropped down to this level in the past couple of starts and has run pretty well. Improved a little bit last time with the move to the turf. So I think those last couple of races and the last one on the turf bode well for this afternoon. And Flocky's Flight, Kozan is a sire I like quite a bit as producing win early runners. This one hasn't quite lived up to it, but 3 seconds in 4 starts, so it's running pretty well. Now the lone not second place finish was last time, so again another one where I'm kind of and it was in the same race where Street Vendor threw in the clunker as well. So I have a couple coming out of that event that I'm hoping are just better than we saw that day. In the opener, I have it 6-2, 4-1.
Similar, with one major difference. I don't have Seth's horse on top in my trifecta, but 2-4-7. We hope Joel Rosario was on his mounts today. I guess got sick and was taking off his mounts out in Del Mar. Tyler Bay's trying to get back on horses there, but Joel Rosario yesterday off of his mount, so hopefully it was just a 24-hour thing. Ray Handel sends out the 2, my top pick, coming off of an inner turf effort early in the meet. I think moves forward with an inside post position today. And I have to say, I know they have to do it, Seth, but the 27 feet on the Mellon, I don't like. It makes it very narrow. the straightaway and a lot of congestion. I know they have to do it, and as I said, I'm fully expecting on next week they drop them completely. But the 27, you can tell when they start this race how little room there is for the horses. For second, number 4, the morning line favorite, Rudy Rodriguez. It's just, it's hard to have confidence in the nature that his runners are going to get it done. And I talked earlier last week when I did pick one of his horses in the day that he got off the duck, that my horse was 12-1. It's very hard as a public handicapper to like one of his horses on top at 2-1. It really goes against many, I don't know, cardinal rules, but guidelines to doing what we're doing up here. And for third, number 7, Pistol or Shotgun. Now, I have one question in here. First time Lakes, it's listed first off the claim, which I don't have a question of, but first time gelding, and this is a 31-day window, which, yes, we've had trainers, I think, 21 days is about the lowest I've ever heard, but 30 days seems to be very, very short. But 247 in the Alabama Day opener.
We move on to race number 2 on this Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
It is a conditional claimer. They will go out of the chute at a mile.
641. You can't handle this for Rudy at 3-1. Just Swiss has early speed. I'm hoping can use it to really, almost control this race, and then just please get there. I mean, I am swimming uphill at 3-1 here, but I just thought this horse had such a pace advantage in this. But we got to carry the weight of going, badly, just like public handicappers. For second, number 4, Spooky Road, a Mike Maker runner with Luis Saez, as Seth pointed out yesterday. But this is not a turf race, but comes off of 2 turf races. And for third, Holiday Jazz from the rail. First off the $25,000 claim, 641.
4156. So the same.
You didn't trust the 6 at all.
Yes, I have the same mix in there, but I don't have much confidence in my horse either. I don't know if you look at this race and have confidence, but this one on the class drop. But it's the kind of class drop where you're like, yeah. But again, here at Saratoga, these class drops maybe are a little less concerning in that, hey, let's get a win at Saratoga. So again, on the class move, I'll tilt in that direction. Holiday Jazz in the second spot. Brittany Russell, very good off the claim. Now, is she as potent doing that in New York? Probably not, but this one I think fits nicely with this bunch. And again, the trainer good with the stat, so we'll tilt in that direction. Another one, though, that raises some concerns on the class move. They claim for 25, they come back for 16. But with the purse and Saratoga, and if they're confident, hey, we'll get a good finishing position, maybe win the race. You can kind of make the case. Coming in for Finger Lakes, Starship Precious could be a little bit interesting, stepping out of some allowance company most recently. But again, I jump into this race with a total lack of confidence. 4, 1, 5, and 6.
On to the third, 3-year-olds and up, entry-level allowance going 6.
I have it 4, 3, 1, and 2. I thought the 6 was very playable for Tommy Amos, Malibu SS, but I put Favorite Outlaw on top. Started the career with some real promise down at Oaklawn for Steve Asmussen. Close-up second-place finish, followed up by a nice win to break the maiden with a couple of nice and improving numbers, then laid off from January until June. Came back at Churchill, ran an okay second with a number that was a little lower than the first 2, and then came up here to Saratoga and kind of went backwards again numbers-wise. But, boy, off of the first 3 starts and looking at this bunch, I think even one of this one's lesser numbers give the horse at least a little bit of an edge. We get back to a better number, has a solid edge. So I'll go there. Peaceful Waters in the second spot. And I think David Aragona probably has this right, and I think the betting public will be right there with these 2 pretty close, but with Favorite Outlaw just slightly favored. But Peaceful Waters, they have a mosquito who will not let me go here. With plenty of early speed. Third start back off a little bit of a February to June layup. Came up to Saratoga and ran a good second last time in the race that my top pick ran third. So this horse absolutely, again, dangerous and playable particularly if I like the top one. And then risk profile for Linda Rice hasn't been seen since March. But on a better effort, I thought this horse was playable in here as well. Ryan's Cat scares me. Trainer's having a pretty good meet. Wouldn't argue off of that one, although was well behind my top two in the last race. Again, another little bit of a puzzle of a race, but given the early promise shown by Favorite Outlaw, going that direction. 4, 3, 1, and 2.
All right. Steinbeck in here that neither one of us have, and understandably, not counting the rider. Can you think of another famous horse, Steinbeck?
No.
I think the only race Arazi lost as a sophomore, I think on debut, was to a horse named Steinbeck in Europe, and then he ran the table, obviously, in that brilliant performance. And I think they bought Alan Pauls, I think, bought Steinbeck from Darley, but that's the Steinbeck I remember as a runner, besides the great runner. I thought, Favorite Outlaw, I think Steve Asmussen, who was slow to come to Saratoga and hit the entry box, but has had a very concentrated, sharp meet. I think this horse is just, most capable. If you look at the buyer par for this is 92, and most capable to hit that figure, has already hit it in the second career start. Third race since January. I'm seeing a seasonal best performance in the winner's circle. For a second, Peaceful Waters. Al Stall's runner makes the third start since around Washington's birthday. Both of them have hit the board. And for third, Ryan's Cat, who has been beaten rather soundly in some two sharp allowance races at Naira lately. 4-3-2 in the third. We'll take a quick break, our first break on Alabama Day. Another beautiful morning. We'll be right back with more action.
A day at the track isn't complete without a night at the Horseshoe. Great food, hot music, and cold drinks. So why go downtown when all the action's just across from the track? The Horseshoe Inn at the corner of Nelson and Gridley.
Come on.
I want sales reports on my desk by Monday.
Oops. My bad.
Love racing? RTN brings you every live simulcast on your home television, plus live video streaming and race replays on your PC and mobile devices. To order, visit rtn.tv. RTN, a breed apart.
Birdstone is an outside front. They're coming down to the finish. Can Smarty Jones hold on? Here comes Birdstone. Birdstone surges past. Birdstone wins the Belmont Stakes.
Having trouble finding us? It's actually quite simple. Whether online or on your TV, it's never been easier to watch and wager on championship horse racing with Capital OTB. Simply log on to capitalotbbet.com. There you can watch our morning shows, live stream races, and wager on our state-of-the-art wagering platform. You can also watch from the comfort of your home on Spectrum Cable Channel 1250 or Fios Channel 467, and win more with Capital OTB.
Welcome back to the Handicappers Report. As usual, after the first break, time now for the Dark Horse Play of the Day. The smart bet is always the Dark Horse Mercantile. 445 Broadway in downtown Saratoga Springs. Swing by and check them out. You will not regret it. A lot of great things to enjoy down there, clothing, home decor, but the racing memorabilia, worth the trip, and go down the street to their sister store, Impressions of Saratoga. Enjoy that as well. Yesterday's Dark Horse Play Day. Oh, we ran third, but wound up with a nice $7.20 show price, so that helped things out. But last race of the day, the Skidmore Private Creed, top of the stretch. I thought sure we'd get second at 13-1. I thought we stand a chance
weren't
of
beating
winning.
that winner.
Yeah, but subsequently Oxymore, I was like, yeah, we weren't going to get to the winner. But I thought, boy, we might have got second at a good price. But still, we wound up in the black with a win play show wager at $7.20 on the show price. So helped out a little bit. Today's Dark Horse Play today comes up in race number 5. Maiden Specials going 1 16th on the grass. I'm going to go with the Cherie DeVaux first-time starter, Taking Candy. Twirling Candy this year with first-time starters. 5 winners, 6 seconds, 5 thirds. This one worked 10 flat before the March Ocala sale. The dam's first foal, so there was not much to find out there. But a steady string of workouts, and Cherie DeVoe can have them ready. Luis Saez is on board. I just thought there was a little win early breeding. Of the horses in this race that have run, I don't think there's any world beaters. Of the horses that are first-time starters, I didn't find any that had connections or breeding that were super jumping off the page. You have a Chad Brown-Klarovich runner. I always am attracted to those horses, and this one was the beaten favorite in debut with some trouble. So may wind up being the one to beat today, Activist Investing. But I'm going to take a little pop at 8-1 on the morning line, Taking Candy. So Dark Horse Play of the Day brought to you by the Dark Horse Mercantile in downtown Saratoga. Race number 5, horse number 4, Taking Candy.
You see the Silks?
Silks, well, it's Lyell, so.
There we go. Haven't seen them in a long time. I thought they had actually, really shrunk their business. Used to see them here with their little dogs out front all the day. Those are Barbaro Silks. Ladies and gentlemen, good to see them still around. And I think that horse is very live in that race. So that means they have a 2-year-old in the barn.
That's what we like to see. 4th race at Saratoga this afternoon. State bred maiden specials. These are 3-year-olds and up. They'll go a quick 5.5 on the grass.
Did they also have I think they had a good, not only Barbaro, I think they had a second good turf runner too. Like upper echelon turf runner. 615 for me and Jorge Abreu, who we had on Thursday's Racing Across America, sends out the 6 with Flavian Prat in the saddle for the first time. On debut at double-digit odds, and nearly 12-1 hit the board. Then had that less well angle, Seth, I like, at only 1/3 the price, or just about 1/3 the price. Now the third career start, an angle that I like. We're on the outside, offspring of Candy Ride. For second number 1 from the rail, they had blinkers for Road to Remember. Out of it in the most recent effort on the other side of the starting gate, now draws inside, and for third, number 5, Shin Full, making the Saratoga debut after 3 starts down at Belmont, including a second-place finish for Rich Schosberg. So it's with Irad in the saddle today, who was aboard that race 2 races back, the runner-up. 615.
I have it 7-6-3-1. I did think Shinful was a little bit interesting. Wouldn't talk anybody out of that one. But I went with Bunty Windermere, who I debated making my dark horse play.
Whoa.
I think this one with the plenty of early speed and Jose Ortiz on board is going to be very intriguing on the move up here to Saratoga, last seen at Belmont early in July. But I think this horse is interesting. A bit of an outside post position and a lot of early speed. Gets back to the grass. Most of the races have been on the dirt, but the 2 grass tries were a little bit disappointing, which I think is going to help the odds. But I think the last couple of dirt starts maybe show this one is improved. I think intriguing getting back to the grass with the early speed and at a price. Ard Macha in the second spot, the number 6 horse for Abreu, coming out of a couple of starts so far that I thought were kind of promising and bode well for maybe an improved effort today. My Cara Mia Mine in the 3rd spot moves over to Castellano off the Saratoga seasonal debut last time, which I thought was okay. Was way in the back of the pack and close to finish 4th. I wouldn't be surprised with Castellano and that race under the belt to see an improved performance this afternoon. It's an intriguing race with, My Royal Currency, the Charlie Baker horse, trying the turf for the first time. Shinful, we mentioned. I think Rent Control could be a little bit of a player. Road to Remember, I have down the 4th spot. I could make some kind of a case for just about anyone in here, but in the 4th, I have it 7-6-3-1.
And for the horizontal players, these might be 6 or 7 horse fields, but very tough to get through because, on balance, the competitive nature of those races where you have PPs. How about the 5th race? You have your dark horse play of the day. 1 through 8 are in the main body for the turf race. 9 and 10 are MTOs. I think all 8 are live in the turf edition of this race. So on the 5th, we have 2-year-olds, maiden special weights, a mile 16. On the inner, they all look live. I mean, I guess if you were saying Nick Zito first year on the turf might be the reach, okay, but the pedigree indicate maybe that wouldn't be as big a reach at 30, but the other 7, it's not a reach at all.
Yeah, with Mendelssohn on top, I think Philharmonic, if you get 30 to 1, I wouldn't argue somebody put a couple of bucks on that one to play around. But 4-1, 6-2 for me. Again, taking Candy, talked about that one earlier. I have the Clocker report here from Daily Racing Forum. Got a couple of B-minuses recently, so some decent works leading into this. And again, 10.0, the sire who can produce precocious runners. I think it all adds up to be interesting today for taking Candy. And the number 4 horse, Coach Petro in the second spot, Brad Cox trainee, who went off at 2-1, so took a little action in the debut, going 2 turns on the turf at Saratoga. 2 turns, always a tough way to debut, but acquitted himself nicely and should be very tough this afternoon. And then, as I mentioned before, Activist Investing, who had trouble in the debut, beaten as the favorite. I would expect a much, much improved performance out of that one. I have it 4-1, 6-2.
And you might receive a better price. That's the thing you want at the track. And he's an offspring of Kingman. If that isn't the Tom Amello 2x4 to the head, Kingman's on the turf middle distance, right? Wasn't Transactional's an offspring of Kingman, right? The first-time starter for Chad Brown that beat his Indemnify second-time starter.
I'm thinking we're not going to get a better price, though.
Okay, so it's 5 to the morning line. I think it'd be lower than 9 to 5. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chad
I
Brown,
mean, it's just, an IRAD. It's I mean, it's tough. Andy Sterling likes to say, it's costing almost 2 points. That's a lot in this game. We were saying earlier that, his ROI, IRAD's ROI is anemic, but it's not his doing. I mean, he's riding great. I mean, 5-1-6 for me and rarefied flair. If they bet Activist Investing, I think we'll get better than 4-1 for the veteran in the group, making the 3rd career start. Debuted at better than 40-1, came back at better than 10-1, first-time turf. But I like that effort. Julian Leperoux gets the mount for Ken McPeak's runner for second. Coach Petro from the rail. I agree. My one question is now, Coach Petro did not receive a number anywhere near Indemnify, but I thought the debut was very sharp and now draws the hedge here. Gets the actual hedge, and Tyler Gaffion, Manny Franco will probably stay on it until he has to get out. And then for third, number 6, Activist Investing, who was a little disappointing on debut, but bouncing back is certainly very, very possible and probably probable. 5-1-6 in the 5th.
Race number 6, we are looking at state bred allowance, non-winners of 1 other than types. Again, they come out of the chute at a mile.
As I looked at this race, I was thinking of Transactional Indemnify. Yes, I have 1A, 6, and 4. Is the 1 helping the 1A here? I don't think so. Right? This is all about the 1As. The reason I bring it up is it even money. I mean, but as it turned out yesterday, but it shouldn't have been a surprise. I mean, Transactional was a first-time starter by Kingman. I mean, you could have expected good things, but I'm taking Best Idea, the 1A, who is scheduled to break from the number 6 post position for Todd Pletcher. Went out to Finger Lakes for the New York Derby, was runner-up there, was runner-up in the Mike Lee. I'm guessing they're not running in the Albany?
That would seem
right?
likely, yes.
Yeah.
But they're running for $95,000.
Right, yeah. What would the Albany be, 200?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's got to be
150 at least.
At least, but Best Idea to me, they after the 2 runner-ups in the, I don't even know if they call it the Big Apple Triple anymore, is coming back to Allowance Company. For second, number 6, right next door in the starting gate, Dangerous Edge. Rob Atras sends out this runner, had back-to-back wins at Belmont. Caught slop going 9 furlongs. Now gets what I would strongly bet is going to be a clear, fast racetrack out of the Wilson shooting for third. Whittington Park. This horse may better this rating at 8-1. Gets Lasix for the first time. Second start of the season. 1A, 6 and 4.
Now they're giving up a little dough. The Albany $250,000. So
yeah.
1A, 6, 8 and 2. I thought the 5 Dr. Blute was also playable in here, but 1A Best Idea. Again, stepping out of the nice stakes performances, should fit really nicely with this group. Dangerous Edge in the second spot. Nice win, 2-back, and allowance event, starter allowance, then moved back into State Bred Company last time on the move to Saratoga. It was over a sloppy track, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a push on that and look for a rebound today. Rhymes Lake Dimes goes out for Safi Joseph. Came up to Saratoga off a nice win against Open Company, obviously down at Gulfstream, but I thought ran well on the first start in that sloppy track event that Dangerous Edge ran fourth. This one ran third, so I'll look for those two to be in the mix and switch things up perhaps. Saratoga and Barclay Tag have blitz to win. I think that horse could be a player in here as well. But for me in the sixth, 1A, 6, 8, and 2.
And I would say through the years, Mike Rapoli would give us an honest answer at best idea. I'm guessing here, distance.
Could be.
Because that's a large amount of difference in winning after back-to-back in the first two legs of the Big Apple Triple, if it's even called that, that they're not fancying the mile and an eighth. I mean, 3 second places in a row. I don't think they're looking for a confidence builder yet. So if we saw Mike, I think he'd say distance. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more.
It only takes one upset to make history, and now you can be part of Saratoga's long tradition at the Dark Horse Mercantile. The Dark Horse Mercantile offers a carefully curated selection of clothing, gifts, and home decor, from one-of-a-kind vintage racing memorabilia to select brands like Barber and Under Armour, as well as exclusive Dark Horse branded merchandise. So celebrate the Dark Horse in all of us at the Dark Horse Mercantile, downtown Saratoga, where the smart bet is always the Dark Horse.
Hello everyone, I'm Scott Vartley and I'm here at the West Condominiums in Saratoga Springs. And guess what? We are down to the home stretch. Everything is 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. Come make a selection of one of the greatest condos ever to be built in Saratoga Springs. We're starting in the upper fives and the only rooftop penthouse available now under construction. Wow, just look at this patio. We have a rooftop pool, heated garage, balconies, and a gym. Call me at 518-281-6808.
Capital OTB is now streaming live on Roku. The RTN Racing channel on Roku lets you watch OTB TV live through your Roku device or your Amazon Fire Stick, rather than being limited to computers and mobile devices, which means you can now watch OTB live wherever you are. Simply open Roku, scroll to find the RTN channel, then click on OTB TV. OTB TV on Roku. Try it now.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on a beautiful Alabama day morning. We're up to race number 7, kicking off the late pick 5, giving the horizontals a shot because we have 2-year-olds, maiden special weights, Open Company going 6.5. Good luck.
Yeah, you said I was about
one
to say,
of those.
I was about to say, and yet another puzzle on the day, but I went 5, 6, 1, and 2. Echo again is a Sibta pneumatic. You may remember that one. That was a nice runner. Won the first couple of starts of the career. Another sibling called Costa Terra won the debut. So I thought there was a win early from the dam. It's Gun Runner. It's Asmussen and Winchell Thoroughbreds. So I'm going to put Echo again on top. But again, I think this race is loaded with the things I like in these 2-year-old races. Connections, some breeding and whatnot. Spinzar goes out for Shug. Sibling called Set Sail was third and then won the second start. Sibling called Sherry Knott only had one start, but was a good second in that start. So again, I thought there was some win early here. They paid $450,000 for this runner right up here at Saratoga last year. Workouts seem to indicate the horse could be live in here, so I'll go in that direction. In the mix as well, and I always look at the Chad Brown-Klarovich runners in these kind of races, and so expected value. You know, they paid $180,000 for this horse as a weanling, so they put some time and effort into it. The workouts look okay, and again, I think this horse will be very dangerous just on the connections alone, but a little bit of breeding there as well. It's another puzzle on Saturday afternoon in a card that kind of is filled with them, but I have it 5, 6, 1, and 3.
And you game changed the Candy Ride for Shug. He's only had a couple wins at the meet, but one of them was the first-time starter for Joe Allen. Capture the flag, the green and white blocks. I see it very similar because I know you have the 2 and 4th, right? So we 5, 6. The Echo again. The Gun Runners have just been so dynamic right out of the box with this first crop from a very able Connections, and you could see this horse. You know, the workouts, the 2-5 furlong workouts, early in the morning when this meet got underway, that's the go button for me. Echo again. For second, number 6, I agree. The other Shug Begehi, the offspring of Tapu, cost nearly $500,000. The one, the Game Change cost almost $1 million for Shug. And for third, Good News Rocket. I didn't know which Bill Mott to take, but I'm starting to think I chose the wrong one. I should maybe have the outside horse, but good luck, horizontal players, getting through this 5, 6, and 2. I'd love to have discussion with you because, I mean, do you take Echo again and move on? I mean, if you're thinking Nest is short in the Alabama for you, maybe it gives you some spread. But how about getting through the next leg?
Yeah, I mean, it's
a great game.
Card full of puzzles.
I think the part that makes it tough for a lot of people is the part that people that love it enjoy. That it's a difficult puzzle. It's not a layup. But I think it makes it tough for newbies.
Yeah. 8th race at Saratoga this afternoon. The Grade 2 Lake Placid, a couple $100,000 up for grabs. They're on the grass at 8.5 furlongs.
Can't wait to see who you have here. I am 8-1-3. I probably think the race is more wide open than others. I mean, with the Moonlight, who I liked in the Saratoga Oaks Invitational, along with many other people, won and now is coming back and is the horse to beat without any doubt. But I don't know. I thought there was like 5 in here that could do it. I mean, with the Moonlight could win. Right here, what was it? David Greding was telling us why they're reeling right back. They don't want to. They want to shorten. They wanted to shorten her up. They didn't want to go farther. Is that what he was saying? It's quick turnaround in here.
It is.
But David had a reasoning. I think I'm remembering it correctly. I'm taking my shot today against her, and it's Koala Princess on the outside. Second start of the year, finished third, behind 2 horses in here in the seasonal debut. That was in the Lake George, also on the inner. For second with the Moonlight, who was going to get the hedge, which has been advantageous for the whole week, and is the horse to beat in the third start in the United States. Quick turnaround in this day and age, 13 days. It would have been a yawn years ago, but it's quick today. And for third, Eminent Victor for Chad Brown, runner-up in the Lake George. In the second start of the year, I expect this horse to improve. Consumer spending, I mean, it's just unbelievable how deep it is. If you don't believe in With the Moonlight, you got to take like 5 horses here.
Yeah, and I couldn't get past With the Moonlight. 1, 4, 3, and 5 for me. I mean, looked so good winning the Saratoga Oaks Invitational. And now that they elected to take the pop here and make that turnaround, I just think this horse probably going to be very live in here again today. Consumer spending comes out of a third in the Belmont Oaks Invitational, and I think it's going to be a solid fit here. 4 wins and 7 career starts, so this one absolutely legitimate. And then Eminent Victor, lightly raced, couple of wins and 4 starts with a second and a third. Just missed in the Lake George behind barnmate Dolce Zell, who I have down in the 4th spot. This again, I could, with pretty much, again, similar confidence, land on 4 or 5 in here, but I'm going to tilt towards With the Moonlight on the win last time, and the fact that they do make what I think is kind of a confident, quick turnaround to come back here. So I have it 1, 4, 3, and 5.
We have a producer's dream. Are you giving away like free daily double tickets if the guests show up early?
Early guests. I like that. We love
make
that.
it easy. A producer's dream. 9th race on the card. Phillies and Merrow sprinting. The Smart and Fancy 5.5 on the melon.
I went 6, 3, 9, and 7. I put Miss J. McKay on top. Did have a trip last time that maybe was worth thinking, an improved performance here gets this one across the finish line. That's what I'm hoping. Irad Ortiz back on board again today, 4-1 on the morning line. And I think with that trip, if we can hold the price, this one is very, very intriguing. Robin Sparkles had Bruce Brown on after the victory in the Caress. Boy, this is a really nice New York bred. 9 wins in 16 career starts. Does it on turf, does it on dirt. I just think this horse comes in very, very good form and won a similar stake earlier in the meet. So obviously has to be firmly in the mix. And Caravel, I think this one is better than we saw last time. This horse also had a trip. I think the race 2 back, where the horse kind of got back in the game plan after the race 3 back, was a little bit of a disappointment. I'm going to look for a rebound, and from the outside post could be very intriguing under Luis Saez. I have it 6, 3, 9, and 7.
Well, there we have 6 of the 9 in the main body covered right there. 7, 8, 4. I'm hoping that I get some hitting up front early in this race to make it more difficult for Robin Sparkles. And I'm thinking Illegal Smile for Jose Ortiz, making the third start of the year. Won on the seasonal debut. That was in a classified allowance at Keeneland. Most recently going 6th in the Intercontinental. Got beat 2 lengths. Now shortens back up to 5.5. And I'll take Jose Ortiz to really sit a very good trip here and, you know, hopefully get out at the top of the lane and run down the leaders. Lady Edith comes out of chest, getting beat half a length in the Caress. That was the second start since late January. I think poised for Christophe Clement to make another step forward, and will be very tough for Trevor McCarthy. And for third, Sarah Harper, Ron Moquette's runner, making the first start since late January. Flavien Prat takes the call at 12-1, 7-8-4 in the 9th. Take one more break. When we come back, the late Daily Double.
No matter where in the world you are, the excitement of wagering on horse racing is just a click away. You'll get live streaming, past performances, race replays, our virtual tote board, analysis and selections from professional handicappers, a simple, safe, and secure wagering platform, and best of all, you get track prices. CapitalOTBBet.com. Bet any place, anytime at CapitalOTBBet.com. And be sure to download our new mobile app from the iTunes Store or Google Play.
What if there was a way to become a better horse player, to have a better knowledge of the game, to be more successful? What if there were a way to take what you've learned, what you know, and make better decisions, better choices? In horse racing, knowledge is a powerful tool. Race results and replays, past performances and live streaming, wagering from all your digital devices. Capital OTB. Become a better horse player.
Welcome back to the Handicappers Report on Saturday, Alabama Day. A beautiful day up here at Saratoga. As usual, Claire Court behind us. The horses have been working out all morning in front of us, and it's just a gorgeous Saturday. And it will be highlighted by the Grade 1 Alabama, $600,000 up for grabs. 1.25 miles is the trip.
Well, I'll tell you, in the Coaching Club American Oaks, if allowed to, honestly, if there was head-to-head wagering, Seth, I would have bet Young Anthony's 529 college fund, Ness versus Secret Oath. I thought Ness was primed for a premium race, and she delivered. You know, a career best off the Belmont Stakes, cutting back. It's just really a tremendous testament to her and the connections. And you know, Secret Oath was so good in the late winter, early spring for the coach, and then she won the Kentucky Oaks, the premier 3-year-old filly race. David Grenning sort of intimated, that coach intimated, that she's in a good position to bounce back here. I'd be happy to see it for Wayne, but for me, it's all Nest, who is 1-2, and you can see the separation in the odds from David Grenning. They were 4-5, 6-5 with the bettors last time. Now, if I remember correctly, that was probably pretty close to David's morning line, but this time it's 1-2 and 4-1. I have Gerrymander, who won the Mother Goose. I tried to make a one-punch exacta in the Coaching Club American Oaks. Maybe do it again here with Gerrymander for Chad and Klarovich, and then Nostalgic, who ran third in the Coaching Club American Oaks. But to me, this all goes through Nest, who is, in my opinion, even with the second place in Kentucky Oaks, is on the precipice of wrapping up the 3-year-old filly championship.
Yeah, I have it 4-7, 3-2. It's just hard to get past the Coaching Club American Oaks, and she showed in the Belmont Stakes that, you know, the distance won't be an obstacle. I think she's just getting very, very good. We'll continue that this afternoon. Secret Oath comes out of the second, and as you say, the word from Wayne Lucas is she's coming into this in better form, and so we'll see, and hopefully get a nice duel down the stretch.
Yes.
But Gerrymander could be a little bit intriguing in here. The workouts are reported to be very, very good. Comes out of a nice win in the Mother Goose. And if you're looking to juice up your pick plays, Gerrymander may be one to consider, tossing on the ticket, because I think if you get past the top two with a pick, you're going to get rewarded. And as I say, Gerrymander reported to be going very, very well in the morning. So 4, 7, 3, and 2 for me in the Alabama.
In the finale, Claimers 35, 3L, Inner Turf, mile and the 16th.
7, 4, 6, and 9. I will put Aviano on top. The Pletcher trainee tossed in a little bit of a clunker last time, but gets some class relief that may mitigate that. So I'll give this one more chance. Wicked Fast also getting some class relief that may put the horse in a good position. And Saratoga Flash going out for Barkley Tag and our friends over at Saratoga. Another one that is making a class move that maybe is going to be beneficial in here. In the 11th, I have it 7, 4, 6, and 9.
And I have Saratoga Flash on top. They also reach out and get Javier Castellano making the drop down. Wicked Fast for Jorge Abreu. Won the 1X level, then tried the much tougher 2X up here going a mile. Had really that was a big mountain to climb at 16-1. Now gets significant class relief. And for third on the outside, number 12. So 6, 4, 12 at approximately 6:07 will get you out of here earlier on the weekend than on the weekdays.
With the early post time. Don't forget 12:30 today.
That's it, yes. So 35 minutes earlier, one extra race. We still get done earlier. But he stays, I go. What do you have for the good folks racing across America?
Sitting right out there ready to go. Michelle Lovell, who won the Saratoga Special last week with Damon's Mound. She has change of control this afternoon in the Smart and Fancy. We'll talk about that and much more. Rich Migliore will join us a little bit later on. We'll get some of his impressions on the Saratoga meet so far. Phil Bauer, who's going very, very well. 4 for 7 so far up here. He has a horse entered in the Alabama this afternoon. Then a little bit later on, Matt Hagerty from the Daily Racing Forum. He was in town to cover the Jockey Club Roundtable and the Racing and Gaming Conference. So all of that coming up shortly.
All right, up next, John DeSilva's Del Mar Plays of the Day.
You're watching OTB TV, a service of Capital Off Track Betting.
Hello everyone, John DeSilva